All right, Built by Bay team, I'm so excited for this week. It is week 2 of the Healthy Habits Challenge, and here is our stretch and mobility class. We had some clients in studio, so I had to not do my typical talking class, and we're just going to go with a voiceover today. So, welcome to an upper body 10-minute, it's upper body and neck. Let's get into it. So first one we're going to do is just a cross body shoulder stretch. We're going to take that nice and deep across our shoulder. I want you to push your arm against the one that you like, the one that's bent. We're going to take a big deep breath and pull that stretch a little tighter just to open it up. Let's go ahead and switch arms, focusing on that other side. You're going to pull your, I think that's my left arm, across. Give it a nice squeeze with your right arm. Here in a moment, that's when we're going to push our left arm against the one that's holding it tight. Big deep breath and squeeze it in closer. Big deep breaths as we're making that shoulder nice and long. And here I am just having some conversation with our cute friend desk. Oh my goodness, I love her a whole bunch. And yeah, she kept me entertained while I recorded this class. It's always kind of weird to have like a camera on you recording when there's like people in studio. Okay, so for this next stretch, this is going to be a front delt stretch, and this is going to be really good for anybody who has shoulder problems, sits at a desk all day. It's going to stretch out a good part of the shoulder that's really hard to get. So you're just going to put your hands on this, like your lower back, and then you're going to drive your elbows forward towards like the front of your body. This one, we necessarily, like with your breathing, I want you to take big inhales in through your nose, out through your mouth. And then we're going to try to drive those elbows forward a little bit more. There isn't necessarily a pushback with this one like the other stretches I've kind of explained. The style of stretching that I personally like the most is called PNF. That's a fancy way for saying proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation, and it's just a more active way to get the muscle longer quicker. I've seen such awesome growth with my flexibility goal since incorporating it. So I'm a big fan, and I absolutely just love feeling mobile and flexible again without having to spend forever stretching. Now, this next one that we're going to do is going to be another tricep stretch. It's also, you might be able to feel it down into your lat. That's like the upper part of your back. Might be able to feel it down into your side a little bit, but I want you to take your left arm, bend it behind your head, grab it with your right, and give it a nice little pull just to get that whole tricep stretched out. If you hear some music in the background, it's because I am currently doing this voiceover in a coffee shop, so bear with me. Let's go ahead and switch arms to get our right shoulder or our right tricep a nice little stretch. You're going to just grab that elbow and give it a nice pull. Think about sitting up nice and tall with this one too, just so we can help facilitate making our muscles longer. Okay, now getting into our next stretch, we're going to just do a nice little side bend. This is a really good one to help. It's going to show if you have tightness more in your upper body, lower body, where it's at throughout your back. So I want you to take a big deep breath. I want you to keep your hip pinned to the bench or the chair, wherever you're sitting, and just more so focus on elongating through your upper body portion. Good. This one I always feel, it's called my QL. It's like a low back muscle. Stretch Labs does beat up my body pretty good stretching people all day. Okay, this next one, we're just going to hit our back in a different way, working on some torso mobility, rotation here. So I want you to just take your, I believe that's my right arm, hug it against that knee, and give it a little bit bigger twist. Switch sides for me, and just make sure we're staying nice and even throughout these stretches. Beautiful. Big deep breaths while we're here. Good. Rotate back and forth. Okay. So for this next one, we're just going to get into a deeper twist. So I want you to cross your legs. Your right leg is going to cross over your left leg, followed by your left arm crossing over your knee to just help open up our torso a little bit more, get some more muscle mass behind it to help provide a deeper stretch. This one I always feel all along the side of my back. It's a really good one. Go ahead and switch those legs for me. Your right arm is going to go on the outside of your left knee, creating that twist through your torso. I think torso mobility is something that we really lack in our society just because after, let's say, after you're done playing sports growing up or at the college level, wherever you were kind of at, that's just not a very normal day to day stretch. So that's why I like incorporating this. Now we're just going to open up our chest a little bit here. I just want you to interlock your fingers, put your hands behind your head, and then that's just going to help us get a nice little pull throughout our chest. Now, this one, you're going to need to find a chair, a couch. Your bed was also going to be really good. What you're going to do is put your elbows on the bench, the bed, the chair, whatever you're using, and you're going to tuck your head down. This is also going to help just create a bigger stretch throughout your pec minor, your pec major. You might feel this in your back a little bit, especially if you're able to get pretty deep into it. This is a really nice one to incorporate. Take a big deep breath. Now we're going to work on stretching out more of our pec major directly. So I want you to take your hands wide on your couch, and same thing, we're just going to tuck our head down below the level of the couch just to get that nice pec major stretch. Again, you might be feeling this throughout your lats, like that's going to be your upper back muscle. Just a good one to help open us up, especially if you work a desk job, especially if you're doing a lot of computer work. All right, now we're going to get into some of our neck stretches. So we're going to take a nice seated position. Remember, we want to sit up nice and tall, holding some good posture. I want you to take your right hand, place it on the left side of your head, and just pull your ear over to your shoulder and just work on elongating that neck muscle, your trap muscle. Again, this isn't typically a movement that we're doing a lot throughout our day to day. So it's a really good one to make sure we're incorporating, to make sure we're just taking care of our neck. Because I know for me, I hold a lot of stress in my neck. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Take that left arm on the left side of the head. Give it a nice little pull. You should feel that stretch all throughout the right side of your neck. Yeah, I know for me, I hold a lot of tension, a lot of my stress in my shoulders and my traps. And so that's why getting these ones stretched out are really nice. Beautiful. Come back to center. Let's just rotate through, shake it out a little bit. Now we're going to take that left hand, I believe. You're going to put it on the back of your head. We're going to take your nose to your armpit. And again, this is another neck stretch, but it's just helping target more of like the back side of the muscles. Sorry, I didn't hold that one for very long because I think somebody came into the studio. But anyways, right back to it. Pull that nose down to your armpit and hold it for me. Beautiful. Big deep breaths while you're here. Try to hang your head a little heavier into it as like going along with your breathing. Beautiful. Go ahead and shake it out for a second. Now we're just going to tug the other way. I want our nose going to our right armpit, and you're going to feel this stretch along the left side of your neck. Your neck, your trap. Again, this is a really nice one just to help make sure that our neck is staying mobile. If we're not using our mobility, we're going to lose our mobility, and that's just plain straightforward. That's why making sure these joints that do cause, like they can cause chronic headaches and back pain, especially if we're working at a desk, it's nice to keep them mobile. Give me some head circles just so we can really utilize that new length that we added to our neck, really increase our range of motion within how our neck can rotate. We want to make sure we're like keeping our neck nice and fluid. So the more we keep it moving, you might have some creaking, cracking going on, but the more you consistently do this routine, the better you're going to feel. Now to finish us off, we're going to just do chin to chest on this one. I want you to put your hands on the back of your head and give it a nice little hug. You can fall forward, and this is also going to help put the stretch maybe into your low back, into your mid back. It's just going to show where you're tight. But thanks for coming along. That was a great stretch. I'll see you next week.